CrossFit Garage, where intensity is king and routine is your enemy. My recording system looked like it just fouled up, so that might not have come out at all. Anyway, here we go with this week's workouts, and I am going to, like normal, just pile right through them. You can pause the video and look at them as much as you want, and then I'm going to come back through and talk about each of them individually. This looks like an awesome three-person workout. Obviously, we're doing a lot of bench pressing here, so be smart about how you're benching. You don't want to go so crazy with nobody spotting you that you drop the bar on yourself. When you bench press, this is one of the few lifts that you don't collar lock. The reason for that is if you need to dump the bar, you can. There should be enough people in the gym that you never get in trouble, but you shouldn't collar lock in a bench press, get in that habit, because if you drop the bar on you, you want to be able to dump right and left and let the bar or the weights slide off. Then we move into hang squat cleans and deadlifts. I wanted to give you guys a little insight on bench press. You can, of course, go to YouTube and look at any of this. This comes from crossfit.com, the main site. So you can read this right here. The thing I want to show you is when he's doing bench, and I'm going to try to get an angle where you can see his elbows. So he's going to tuck his elbows in some, but not like crazy where they're brushing against his shirt. But he also isn't doing what most guys do, which is they bring their arms way out to kind of like parallel with the bar. That way, yes, you can probably lift more, but that's bad for your shoulders, so don't. So you also notice that he does have his core engaged, his chest is up, but he's not like pushing off his toe with his, doing a, what do they gymnasts call that, a air bend or a back bend. So they're doing some crazy back bend where you're like feet are, you want to stay in control. If the weight is too much, just drop it down. It's not a big deal. Going RX isn't the key. Doing what the coach asks you in a world of, the scope that he's trying to view. So let me go back to the actual weights. So giving you an idea for me, this 135 I can do. I can't do 50 of them, but I can do it. My max is, I think, 170. So it's kind of close to my max. At 185, I think actually I take it back. I think my max is 200. But I know 185 I could do once. So this isn't going to happen very much for me. So I may reduce the weight, or I may find a team that's not doing all this weight. That's fine. The weight and you doesn't have to be exact, right? Now, if you do want to challenge that, I want to grow in some strength and I'm not really focused on lungs today, then you could go with the intensity of the single lift. So I may say, look, guys, I'm on a team where I'm only going to do 2. Are you guys okay with that? You're okay with that? Okay, perfect. So I'd do maybe, let's say I'll do 3 here because that's heavy for me. I'll do 2 here because that's really heavy, and I'm only going to be able to get up 1. So that's, I'll rotate 2s and 3s, but this may only come to, hey, I did 1, and that's all I got for you guys. So talk to your teammates and see what you want to do in terms of heaviness, but you can always scale the amount. So anyway, what I wanted to show you was on the bench press right here and how to move your shoulders. Let's see if I can turn off this music. And let's view. I didn't show it. Okay, this is a good one. So look at his arms, right? Oh, that was fast. There we go. Look at his elbows, like that. Not way out, not touching way in, but close is better. You can't lift as much close, and you can't hurt your shoulders. Well, I suppose you can hurt your shoulders doing anything, but close prevents that. Putting them wide opens you up to getting hurt. So hang power or hang squat clean starts with your hips, boom, up into the air, squat down. And the weight goes up. So in terms of weight, so this is about half my max. So I could add to their lifts a bunch more here. I could do more in this set than I could here, and that's totally fine. If you really want to work well with a team, it's figuring out what you're good at and not so good at, and then matching it up with what they can do, right? And then deadlifts. Again, on the deadlift, on anyone where you really need to engage your core, which really all of this you're going to need to, but deadlift specifically, you don't want to go all strain on your lower back. So you want to make sure you're in a good form, talk to your coach, you'll go through the practice, talk to your teammates too. If you start getting squirrely, let go of the bar and let someone else get on there. There is a debate about weight belts. I personally prefer no weight belts. Does that mean you have to follow me? No, not at all. I mean, if it was an exact science, then there wouldn't be any opinions, right? So my opinion on the weight belt is this. when and I do this exactly wrong. So the weight belt gives you stability that you really don't have, which allows you to lift more than you should because you don't have that stability. So when I go for a PR, I will put on a weight belt, and I shouldn't because of these exact reasons. Basically, I am putting an undue amount of strain on my back in a way that I'm not used to, and I'm compensating with a belt. So I really shouldn't do that. I should learn to gain control, and I should bump these numbers down such that I'm not catawonky. I'm actually feel good and confident in my ability to lift that with a good posture. So you should grow your midline stability rather than put a Band-Aid on it, in my opinion. But I will admit, putting a weight belt on will pop me about 40 extra pounds in some lifts. So there's that. Okay, so read this. It's a great write-up. Have fun. I think I'm actually there. My summer has now come to a crazy, somewhat conclusion, so I will be back on schedule. So I look forward to being the old new guy again and trying to get fitness. Again, start slowly. If you guys are coming back after vacation, start slowly. This whole week, you're going to see me going super easy until I get my feet back under me. Oh, okay. So Tuesday is Helen. I said this before. This is one of my favorite workouts. I think if there was a sort of like a heavy clean in here, this would be the best test of fitness. There's a run. There's a lighter, a weighted kind of gymnastic movement in this kettlebell swing, and then there is a gymnastic movement that has some sort of skill to it, the pull up, and then you throw in something like maybe a squat clean or a clean and jerk. That would be super cool. So anyway, Helen, one of my favorite workouts. This is a toughie. It is not as easy as you think. You look at it and say, oh, that's not too bad. Go hard. So for me, my grip gets jacked. So on the run, I'm spending a lot of time running my knuckles through my forearms to help my grip come back. I also have some chalk ready to go so I can chalk it up and go. You may even consider doing things like pre-chalking the pull-up bar if you're like totally serious and getting a good number. So what I would do is chalk the pull-up bar and then each round go to a different spot on the bar, so you're kind of like sliding to the right or sliding to the left, so your hands always have fresh chalk. And I'm already at 7 minutes, dang it. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up. Helen, great workout, love it. This workout here is self-explanatory. The one thing I'd caution you on is your front squat. Make sure you warm up really well to that. Don't let your form get away from you. Keep your core tight and your elbows up. Let me find a video on that. All right, here you go. So here's a front squat. Look how her elbows are nice and high. Actually, it's kind of weird. Her left one, maybe it's the angle. Her left one looks... Anyway, go down low. Don't cheat yourself. If you're trying to lift a heavier weight, but you're cheating your motion, then you're cheating yourself. So don't cheat yourself. Your hip crease should be below your knees. And keep your core locked and your elbows high. If your elbows are dropping, then before you start lifting, throw your elbows back up and then stand, okay? So the movement, it's 135, 12 of them. So that's serious. Maybe the first round I could do all 12, but after that I doubt I can do all 12. You can stand and sort of rest, but it still kind of squishes you and it feels like you can't breathe. Be very, very careful on the rope climb. If you're tired, give yourself a second. This is one movement that can be unsafe if you do it without consideration to your tiredness. So the rope climb should be all in your legs, which there's a lot of leg work here. So just be careful. Don't let go of the rope and don't come flying down. It is only one, but it still can creep up on you. So be super careful there. Oh man, this is my type of workout. I love it. So I wouldn't be doing double unders because of my knee, but everything else I could do. And this one would be a total lung burner. So 100 wall balls would be the real part on how to break that up. Nice part, well, double unders you can kind of cruise through just depending on where you are. You just keep doing them. The row, so meters and calories. The tough part here, or not tough, but you can rest in the row if you're smart without affecting your workout too much, because basically like walking, by going slow, you're still doing it. You have to pull, but you can adjust your pull strength. The real kicker is going to be this wall ball, 100 of them. So if you have a Karen time, that's 150 wall balls. You kind of know what to expect there. But you should really consider breaking this up in a manner that makes sense to you. So for me, I like to do the decreasing breakup, but that at 100, I'd have to start pretty high. So what I mean by decreasing is like I'd do 15, then 14, then 12, and so forth. I don't think I'd do that here. I might do them in sets of 10 and then drop down as I go. But This right here would probably be the thing that really eats a lot of your time if you aren't smart about how you let your legs kind of relax and, unfortunately gas yourself out there. Okay, and I've killed my time. I'm at 10 minutes, and this thing cuts off at 11. So, or at least YouTube hates anything longer than that. You can read this right here. There's some great notes. Be very careful on after you do these cleans in the rowing and you get back into these burpee box jump overs that you don't smash your legs into the box. So this is the scary, careful part. So just be careful on the height and make sure you practice and know what your legs are going to feel like. Give yourself a test jump before you go to town, especially in this last one. All right, y'all have fun.